All right, beautiful people. How are we doing today? I am here. Oh, hi. Haven't seen you. All right. Yeah. Oops. Beautiful people. That was me. Sorry. I keep doing this thing. Okay, let me put this over here. All right. Hello. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? All right. I keep doing that. You know what? I'll just leave it. Okay, so let's go. How are we feeling today? Let's see. Topic of today, obviously, Gamestop. Close at 25.89. Okay, sorry. Need to grab something to drink. Muy bien. All right. Muy bueno. Habla español. Poquito. O hablo español. Poquito. All right. Hi, Sharon. Okay, how's everybody doing today? Thank you for joining. Not quite sure how long I'm going to be. Actually, I have a very important phone call to do later, so I'm going to just allocate it 1 hour for this show. I'm sorry I couldn't stay longer. Usually on the weekend, I do a longer show. And so, but this week, guess what? I will be off Thursday and Friday. So I may be live during market hour too. So depends, right? If Moran's on, obviously I'm just going to watch Moran's, but I might be able to kind of come on during market hours. So that's going to be exciting. Just mark your calendar. Okay, there you go. Your Spanish is good. Oh, thank you. I have the fortunate, I guess, I'm fortunate that I work with a lot of Hispanic, and they have been kind of teaching me a lot of stuff, and I'm eager to learn, obviously. So I do kind of understand a little bit and whatever, just a few words here and there, and I love it. You know, the more language, the better. So yeah. Anyway, I mean, I'm bilingual too, but in a different language. It is what it is. But yeah, thank you so much for that. I did actually learn Spanish in high school for 2 years. So I do kind of know the sentence structure. But as far as like speaking fluently, I won't be able to do that. It would take a lot more practice. It's I don't want to give away my identity over here. People might be digging around and like, you know, oh. I have to think on that long and hard. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's Cambodia. It's Khmer. All right, guys. So let's talk about the market real quick. Of course, nothing much, right? Dry volume. Nothing much to say there. Today, crazy, right? The more interesting thing was crypto. As you know, crypto went down crazily yesterday. And there's a whole bunch of stuff. I'll kind of talk about it a little bit later. But before that, let me kind of cover the price action for today. Real quick here. Of course. Let me see. All right. So it seems like it's hitting that trend line, coming to fruition right now. Buy signal has been flashing since over here. Of course, if it doesn't mean that it won't come down, right? So there's a gap right there. Usually gaps will fill eventually. So if it gaps down tomorrow still, just look out for that gap to be filled later on up there. Okay. So now, the SPY didn't come down that much. Initially it did. But again, like the market is so crazy, you guys, like news events like this, they will take advantage at every turn to try to drive the price down. Who's today? Market maker or whoever wants to manipulate this price. So that's really doesn't matter. What matter is that if you look at the volume, it's kind of come up a little bit. Am I looking at the right thing? Okay. So 5.7 million shares being traded back and forth. That's pretty cool. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's our flag right there. All right. So let's see. Again, to be expected, right? I don't know how low it's going to go. It could still play that little dip over here that we're experiencing right here. So I'm still looking out for that. The volume, it's pretty high, so maybe they're unable to drop it down. But I wouldn't put it past them, you guys. Of course, I'm still looking at this one right here at around 24. If we're not holding that, of course, we're going to come down a little bit further here. So let's see. Let's put that in a red zone over here. So will they drop it down to 23? At that point, it'd be stupid not to buy in, right? So I'm looking out for that one. Of course, I'm still looking out for 24. I still have my call. Hasn't sold anything. I was thinking about buying more, but I was like, oh, let me wait a little bit, maybe a couple more weeks to kind of dollar cost average down on my calls for April. Let's see. So of course, again, they will dry the volume up until perhaps closer to the reported date for earnings. We are expecting a whole bunch of revenue coming in. Of course, we're hoping that we're going to be able to beat the expectation over here. Will we? We will see, right? Because the last time, what they are telling us is that our revenue is coming down, but by how much? Look at that. So it wasn't that much to, like 3%. That's like nothing, right? But I guess in the business world, it's kind of like, if you're dealing with like close to $1 billion, that 3% does make a difference. So hopefully, we will be able to beat the 3% as well. Right? That's what we're hoping. If we beat the top line revenue and earnings per share, there's no stopping it. Right? But again, they could still smack it down, to try to scare more people in. Depends on what the news is, obviously. Now tariffs has been kind of on pause for another month, so they could still use that reason, to crash the stock market down still too. So they probably try to lure more and more people in to get into the SPY at a higher price before they drop it again, right? Or just send it higher. Who knows? But as far as like fundamental, nothing has changed yet. I feel like the SPY is still expensive for sure. Like not much there. The whole market is expensive, right? Except GameStop, in my opinion. So, what else? So that's it about GameStop. Not much there, you guys. Let's see. There was something funny on GameStop website. It's kind of like, again, I love how, GameStop official official page on X, it's trying to capture some attention here, and I think this is purely marketing, right? Like to stay relevant, to stay at least on, on message, right? Or keeping, people eyes on the page. And this is Will Smith's son, Jordan Smith, have something on his head for the Grammy. And GameStop kind of take advantage of that. So this is, I love it so much. But again, this is the marketing, the very smart marketing, to keep it relevant for people to click on your stuff, right? And so, and just like how the TikTok thing too, if you have TikTok phone, they wanted to, again, like what is on the news, more popular and all that stuff. GameStop tend to kind of take advantage of that, attention grabbing thing, and of course, advertising their own products and services and all that stuff. So that's a good thing to drive traffic to your, like, again, I mean, this post has like 2.5 million view. I'm sure this video went viral, and so they kind of tweet that out. It's pretty cool. But anyway, so just go to show you that leadership has it all going for shareholder. I mean, again, for shareholder, for the company itself, to generate that much, that much attention grabbing headlines or posts or whatever. So let's see. Well, how many? Not much people are paying attention, but again, poking fun at pop culture a little bit here. I have no idea what's going on half of the time, but this type of thing kind of crack me up. Of course, yesterday it was about Kanye West's wife, right? And people, I show people at work, and we were all laughing about it. I was like, man, I mean, can you imagine people showed up at work like that? Oh, maybe it's crazy. Okay, so PSA, obviously we still are in partnership with them now. I'm curious to see what this quarter is going to tell us. The last quarter, Christmas and all that stuff. So I'm expecting great things on this quarter. But until I see the number, I will not refrain from kind of speculating on the, on the number itself. So PSA has been, we are kind of increasing in the pricing of what is it? Grading. So is it because of inflation, because of the tariffs? We don't know, right? But the fact that we'll see if this price increase is going to affect the amount of traffic that is going to go into GameStop. But I'm sure there's still free shipping for pros. So it's more beneficial for you to be a member, to have the membership on GameStop if you are either the vendor or somebody who wants to kind of flip those cards, right? And I've heard good things about it. People were making video on how there's a lot of selection in GameStop. If they are kind of, it gives them the reason to go back to the store to get the items and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to see. I mean, there's energy created in the stores now. The way that I kind of again, and those type of information is going to seep in through the population at large, right? And so these things takes time, you guys. Like the reputation that you have to build, it's not going to happen in just 2 quarters, 3 quarters, not even 2 years, you guys. So again, just give them some time to build this out. For shareholder, obviously, if you are short term thinking, you're just gonna be in and out and not going to understand that this price level right here is like a steal. You, I don't know how people are not understanding this, and so I mean, book value is what, $11, right? So what is the? Hold on, let me try to get some calculation here. So if I were to divide $11 to the current price right now, that is 42% equity in the company's future earnings, right? So again, depends on which price you are getting in. It will, the lower from this price level, you're gonna get more equity in the company. So again, that's a steal for me, obviously, because I believe in the future earnings of the company. I believe in the leadership that's gonna be able to generate more value into the company as well. So that's good. Okay, some message was deducted. She should have been arrested for it. I know, right? I think they got kicked out. They got kicked out for sure. But again, oh my God, it's like attention grabbing, and it's not like decency anymore. I feel like nothing fazes this country anymore. I feel like, and this type of thing, obviously, it's kind of degrading the whole Hollywood scene, because Hollywood seems to be more and more kind of ridiculous, right? Like, I don't feel like I should be watching those anymore. But again, I mean, kids, right? I don't know if kids nowadays watch Hollywood stuff anymore. And so they need something to grab their attention. So Kanye West has been kind of, but I don't know if just my opinion, okay? I feel like he's probably forcing his wife to do that. Just my opinion, okay? That would be crazy though. But anyway, let me get off of that. Hey, what's up? Did they burn her chairs? I have no idea. I have no idea. I didn't even follow the story. Are you talking about Kanye West's wife? Okay, so let's see. What was I? Okay, so we've covered the earnings, future earnings already. Equity per share right now is a steal, that's for sure. What else should I cover here? Okay, so let me look at a 30 minutes here real quick. I mean, immediately it's trying to fill that gap, but it doesn't quite get there. So tomorrow it might kind of fill that gap real quick, and then they're gonna bring it down again. So just be careful, you guys. Like if you are buying calls and all that stuff, you might have to wait a little bit longer for that spike to happen. But if you are in shares, you don't even worry about it. Okay, Yes, after she sat down. Oh my God, the world is crazy. I mean, I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't blame them at all. My goodness. I mean, the things that people do for attention, it's crazy to me. It's like, but again, I don't blame them, right? Because attention creates that, that factors that I mean, money, right? It's all about money for them. The more attention that we give to them, the more money they get, whoever they are, right? Celebrity or whatever, their merch, more likely people to kind of talk about them, the more people are going to be like, it's like, oh yeah, I'm a good fan, I'm a big fan. And then, we almost like hypnotized by consumerism by these people too. And so I'm sure some people are going to be like, oh, I want that code, right, from her. Just go online and buy those codes. Crazy thing. And of course, like he has a t-shirt line or something like that. Adidas, billions of dollars, years ago, got signed and then got ripped out of him because he said something inappropriate. I don't know. I don't remember what it was. And so I think JP Morgan or something that kind of block his account or doesn't want to do business with him anymore, which is crazy in and of itself because, I mean, living in a free world, your bank could kind of make that decision. I don't think that should happen. I mean, it doesn't matter what he said or, unless he commit any crime. I don't think, the bank should have the ability to do that, because if they could do it to Kanye West with, billions of dollars, they could do that to us too. Just my opinion here. But yeah, my 2 cents. Really, it's not relevant to the what GME is trying to achieve here. All right, so let's see. Got sidetracked there. Buying or not much. So selling pressure is kind of coming down a little bit, but of course, like I bet you anything if I go to what is it? OBV. Let's check that real quick. Okay, all right, it comes down a little bit in the hourly. Let's look at the daily. Of course, still elevated. Not much there. Okay, it did come down a little bit. Okay. But it's not as steep as it should be, right? Because right here, it doesn't match. So that spike, the price, that low. Anyway, I have no idea what I'm doing. So just ignore. Nothing to see here. Okay. All right, so let's talk about crypto real quick. I know, I'm just going to do this briefly. So this is what I love about crypto, you guys, because there's no kill switch. There's no, manipulating the price up and down or anything. Well, you can, but there's some manipulation there. But as soon as people cut onto it, guess what? 20% up, back to normal again. And so not as completely, but my point is that, when GME, okay, so here's my, what I'm trying to say here. When they were doing this to GME, right, they're able to kind of suppress this price right here because none of it going to the lit market. All the buy orders is rerouted to the dark market, right? And so dark pools absorb all the buy orders, and so this is why you see that price suppression. And what you should have seen is kind of a spike up immediately after that, because if you're short to oblivion, you shouldn't be able to kind of keep it down, because every other buy orders that comes after this, it's going to reroute it to dark pools anyway, right? While crypto, you cannot do that, because if you do that, you are liable, okay? Because when people are buying this up, if you borrow some tokens from somewhere, you have to return those tokens no matter what. If you wait too long, the price will spike the other way so quickly that you can't even catch it. And so you have to go into the market to buy the actual coins, right? Because every order is on the blockchain. You could kind of see it. Yes, market maker could technically cause a panic attack, right? And people will sell. But the people that are long on the company or on the token, they're just gonna buy. And so the buy orders will hit the tape, so to speak. Okay. And so again, this is why I love crypto, is because there's no kill switch there. So if there's a drawn down 5%, now it's right back up to 8% up again in terms of Bitcoin. Okay. XRP, of course, it was a little bit higher last a day ago. But yeah, 20% back up again. And so it's the greatest thing in the world, in my opinion, right? But yeah, I'm still holding my XRP and XLM. Right now, I'm only focused on 2 coins right now. Not saying that any other coins is, I just haven't researched on any of them. Of course, Solana is a good one too, because David Sack in the White House, crypto czar, he early investor of Solana. I'm sure it's going to do well. Let's see. Ethereum, obviously, I don't think this round it's going to beat XRP because Ethereum is not scalable. Hi, Jesus. What's up? It's not scalable. So this time around, I think XRP is going to take over. Plus, there's a lot of narrative about, banking, and people are getting in, trying to pull money in. Bank of America, all of that. So, yeah. And let me see what else. So, we are back. This one, of course, altcoins going crazy. Some of them is like, what's the other one that went up 40% in 1 hour? Something crazy. But anyway, so see, you have fart coins, and oh my God, I don't understand why people. I know. Okay, so crypto, most of them are bullcrap. Okay, it's like, yes, most of the projects out there are not useful whatsoever. So I don't pay attention to those because again, it's come and go. It doesn't hold its value. So just be careful out there if you think that you get the project. Again, these are projects, okay? So sorry. Immutable X obviously have some relationship with Gamestop, right? We kind of like were partnership for a while. Not sure if GameStop still have IMX on the balance sheets. I don't think so. I think they sold it when they closed out the NFT marketplace. I mean, are we buying it back? Eventually, we don't really need to. All we have to do is just accept crypto, and just store it like that on the NFT marketplace, right? Hopefully, we're gonna come back to it. But that's one there. Another one is what's Loopring? That's also one of the coins that I have. So yeah, it's at 13 cents right now. Obviously, it used to be all-time high was $3 or something like that when GameStop was announcing, using Loopring to build out our, NFT marketplace. So I'm waiting on that, obviously, because, the whole world is waiting on the regulatory clarity on this space right now. So, of course, like Jimmy is not going to jump ahead of time until, we know what the regulation is and all that stuff. So that innovation is going to come. But we might have to wait a little bit longer for that massive growth that we're going to be able to enjoy in the crypto space. I mean, as far as, Jimmy using their cash to buy Bitcoin, whatever leadership decide to do, I trust leadership a lot more. If they choose not to not to buy Bitcoin and put it on their balance sheets, then I will, kind of understand why. Because, you don't want to attach your company value to the volatility of Bitcoin, the day to day. But long term, obviously, long term, because of the technology and people are getting, kind of sucked in to the store of value story and all that stuff. Yeah. So it has some, kind of buzz there. And anything that is kind of popular, I think it's going to do well for the company too. But again, I think Ryan Cohen is more conservative. It's more along the line of like Warren Buffett and car icon. So, the investment style here is worth noted a little bit here. Because, again, that's what you want though. You want in your leadership. You don't want people flashy and just like do things because of the fad. The things that are kind of cause risk to shareholder and all that stuff, and the company at large as well. So we don't want to jeopardize that, right? So we want a slow and pragmatic growth to the future so that it's sustainable. Not like Nvidia, and all that stuff, like mark to market type of accounting. Crazy. It's gonna be crazy. So yeah, that's the whole thing there. Hi Anthony, what's up? I'm doing well, thank you. This war between US and Canada is so stupid. I know, I try not to get in the middle of it because I know some of you are Canadian as well. So I don't want to be like, be in the disagreement. Of course, my opinion really doesn't matter. I mean, everyone wants good for themselves, right? So I'll leave it at that. Of course, we, Canadian wants Canadian leadership, hopefully, right? They want the best for their own people. And, Trump wants the best for Americans, obviously. And himself, obviously. To try to get the country back together. But I don't know. Everything just seems so crazy within the couple of years. And everything just kind of moving so fast, it seemed. But is this the change that we're voting for? Of course. I mean, we've been kind of in a status quo for a long time. Now, hopefully this change is going to lift the country up. But the rest of the world is going to have to suffer though. If America's getting stronger, dollars in terms of economic war. Yeah, because dollars is the world reserve currency. And I know it's kind of scary because with that great power come great responsibility too. So if Americans get too powerful and get in the wrong hand, it could be detrimental to all of us, I think. Dun dun dun, gloomy, right? But yeah, I mean, just my 2 cents there. Of course, yeah, none of this really matter in the long run. I mean, unless you're in politics and Democrats and all that stuff, fighting each other too, right? The country is kind of divided in some sense. So because of misinformation is really bad, you guys, because we don't know what the truth anymore. And so with the social media trying to battle for your attention, and on top of that, the algorithm that is only feeding you what you want to know more and more and more. And so you don't really get to see the opposite side of things. And so that's why, again, you get, two group of people get 2 sets of different facts. So That's why don't picture, don't pigeonhole yourself to just one type of information. If you are a Republican, at least try to understand, the Democratic sides of things as well. And that's the only way we could move forward, because if we don't have the truth, we won't stand like a chance to win in this world. Because whoever wants to give you lies and about both sides are standing to benefit so much. The same way with GME. I mean, the way that the media is covering GME versus the people that are pumping it as well. I'm saying the people. I'm one of them. I'm sure I will be grouped in one of them, but just be careful as well. Those dates that they're telling you about this company, when it's going to explode. Of course, I fell for it. Remember January 13th, right? Or CAT system or whatever, the date that they're trying to get you to pay attention to. It's bullcrap. Okay, so just ignore those noise and just stick with the fundamentals. Stick with what you know or could find out for yourself. I mean, But anyway, I mean, the truth will set you free, right? That's the whole quote right there. So find the truth and everything will be clear for you, And again, that's what I'm in search of too. Of course, I want the truth about everything. So, and remember too, perfect information makes perfect trade. And so somebody said that, on one of the video I watched. And that's true. That's so true. Because if, let's say, you get the wrong information about GME, whether we could make the company, make the revenue or whatever, right? If those information is wrong, then you're less likely to make the right choices in order to buy or sell, right? The same thing. And so the more information, the better. The more truth that you could gather about anything in life is the better. So why pigeonhole yourself to just one form of information from one group of people that, may or may not have your best interest in mind? And so you have to protect yourself in that too. So, and I can't tell you the amount of people that I know personally that, would say, Trump is an idiot. I used to be that too. The same exact sentiment. But then I step back and think, okay, there's something that he does that makes sense. So let's give him credit for that. So rather than that, and getting so angry about, what's being done right now. And so, take a step back. Don't be too angry about anything that you hear that you disagree with. And everything will be fine. I mean, the world's not going to end. If the stock market crashed tomorrow, it's not going to end. It's going to bounce back. As long as, you're sensible in the way that you're investing consistently, methodically, you'll be fine. Yeah. The only people that I'm nervous about is people who are retiring right now in the next 5 years. So, again, inflation is going to be the hot topic here. Will it ever come down? Because cost of living is crazy. Apparently, if you earn $100,000 a year, it's considered middle class. Crazy, huh? It used to be considered middle class. Now you're living paycheck to paycheck. Why? That's crazy. But anyway, because I can. What's up? Well, the impact on the market will be terrible. That I know. I try not to kind of lean on that particular thing because we don't know, right? The only thing we know is that the inflation is going to be a little bit higher, the ramification of that. But of course, we all know, from from the pricing of things. What is it? The Warren Buffett indicator and all that stuff. We know that the SPYs are very expensive right now. So that might be the reason for, these firms to bring the price back down to reality a little bit, because they've been pumping the market, for whatever reason they've been pumping the market. So of course I could kind of draw the correlation that the reason why they do that is because they don't want GME to win, right? They pump their own back at will. They could keep the price elevated so long, as long as they can on whatever they buy, and then keep depressing what GameStop is, right? Conspiracy? Tinfoil? I don't know. It seems like that's what happened. And they also increase the S&P 500 qualification too. I don't know if you guys noticed that, to $20 billion right now. It used to be $18 billion. Now it's $20 billion. So why? Why do they keep increasing, the S&P 500 qualification? Perhaps they don't want certain company to be in just yet, So yeah, I'm gonna invest based on that for sure. If they keep suppressing the price so low, that means opportunity for me to accumulate longer. Now, hoping, my crypto bag's gonna go haywire, within a couple months. And if crypto goes higher before GameStop, obviously I'm gonna have more GameStop on my trading account. That's for sure. Amen. Okay. I must have said something right. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, maybe you see GameStop at $10. Okay, again, it's very possible. I mean, hey, more share for me, right? At that point, the whole world's gonna buy it. Remember, just like over here when we were trading around $10, people were like, oh, it's going to $4 because that's what it's worth, right? Did you remember what the book value was then? Book value was $4 something. Okay, so $4 per share back then. Right now, if it's at $10, as you said it will, book value now, is around $11, but I think it's around here. So $10.75. That'd be crazy. You're buying at a very severely undervalued stock, because then it's 100% equity. Okay. So I don't think they're gonna be that stupid, but it could be possible, right? People panic. Okay. So they might take advantage of that. But for people who are along this thing, what do you think is going to happen? People are going to buy like crazy. So I think the most that they probably would do is around $20 a share, because around $20 a share, it's going to be 50% equity. So even today too, like I don't think they're able to have, the power to do that unless, they have a lump sum of money coming in to try to nuke this thing, down. But only to try to scare as many people as possible. I mean, earning is coming up. I mean, how low can they do this, But unless they are doing one of these things where they're just waiting, just trading, keeping the price flat as much as possible, and then when earnings we don't deliver, we have top line revenue down again, from the estimate, miss on top line revenue, then they might have the excuse to kind of bring it lower to around this price right here. Okay. So they could do that too, to try to scare even more people in, to give the impression that it was not as good as an earning. Okay, the same exact thing right here. Remember, this particular earning is the most profitable. We were for the first time, like in 7 years, right? We've never had this profits in 7 years, but for some reason, they bring the value so high so that we can't even. The bar is so high, too high for any retail company to hit at that level. But again, we're still, 22 cents reported versus estimate of 29 cents. So, but I want you to look at this one right here, though. We're gonna beat this. We're gonna beat this for sure. Guess why? Look at this. Last year, okay, this is quarter 4. We were doing 22 cents. So back then we have less profit margin. Okay. So are you telling me that we won't be able to beat this? To oblivion, 30 cents? Come on. So unless our revenue is going to be lower, so that's the only way that it could beat the price down. But even then, I'm only looking at the earnings per share here. If we beat on earnings per share and the price is low like this, all in. You have to. I don't advocate selling houses to go into this, but I might have to. Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. The most I might do is, I'm tempted, you guys, I'm tempted to do this. Borrowing against my 401k. That's the only thing I'm tempted to do right now. But other than that, I would not jeopardize my future like that. And for sure, I would just buy shares, not call option, nothing like that. But that would be a tempting natures to go to. Okay, all right, you guys. I think I am babbling too long. I hope you guys are okay, are not falling asleep or anything. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna end it here, you guys. And thank you so much for joining, Ricky. All right, so maybe tomorrow I'll be on again. I don't know. Again, depends on what's happening, right? And for sure, on Thursday I will be off, and yeah, I might be just live streaming all day, and Friday as well. So we'll see.